think one of the biggest changes coming in our industry, and one of the reasons that Intel paid $7.7 billion for McAfee, was the whole notion of personal security. In the real world, we spend a lot of time on personal security. We lock our houses, we lock our windows, we lock our cars, we protect our assets, and we protect our family. As your digital world expands, your digital footprint, as you do more and more online, McAfee will be the partner that protects all your devices, all your data, and your personal. And what do I mean by personal? There are two key elements of personal that will become extraordinarily important over time. One is protecting your privacy, and the other is protecting your identity. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by privacy is simply this definition. It is the authorized use of your personal identifiable information. It means that you control how, when, and where your personal data is utilized, whether it's banking records, whether it's financial transactions, whether it's medical records, whether it's your children's photographs, it doesn't matter. Privacy is essential, and your personal identifiable information should only be used as you dictate, not as others dictate. Identity is probably even a bigger challenge than privacy. And when I say identity, what do I mean by identity? Identity is the ability for you to effortlessly but consistently prove you are who you say you are. How do you do that? How, over the web, how does a bank know it's you withdrawing $5,000, not somebody in a distant part of the world? And so giving the consumer the tools and techniques that are not laborious and strenuous and painful, but how do you move beyond passwords to a world where you can verify your identity easily, simply, and consistently to go about your digital life? And so that's really our strategy, well beyond the PC, well beyond Windows, well beyond the device, to data and personal security, principally identity and privacy. It has in many ways. First of all, the volume has gone up dramatically. You know that and I know that. We all see the same data. The second is the people who are perpetrating these things are a lot more sophisticated than they used to, and in some cases have tremendous financial gain associated with it. You've heard of, rogue governments, organized crime. It's not kids in his bedroom any longer hacking for fun. It's turned out to be an enormously financially beneficial business, right? And so the number of threats have gone up. The nature of these threats, these advanced, persistent, well-thought-out threats, are much more sophisticated than they used to. And we know that, and we know why, right? Beyond that, it's moved from a primarily Windows PC-based to mobile devices and increasingly across OSs like Android and iOS, right? Hackers look for numbers. This is a numbers game. They've got to go after millions and millions of devices in order to get a few to make it profitable, right? Now that there are more devices, more mobile devices accessing the internet than there are PCs, latest count, 2.2 billion devices accessing the internet, 1.2 are mobile, 1 million are PCs, right? It is going to be a very, very challenging environment for you to protect yourself across all those devices, all that data, and personally, right? And so yes, the threats are changing, more sophisticated, more varied, more difficult to combat, and coming at you in many, many different directions, not simply a Trojan.